Hi Pisces, thank you so much for checking out the channel. We are officially 4 months old. Do you believe that? That's crazy. Please remember to subscribe, to comment, and to like this video, as well as check me out on Facebook and Instagram at claire.voyant.queen and Twitter at _Claire_voyant. I would greatly appreciate it. Please also remember that I read energy in and around you. This could apply to you, but this also could apply to your partner. Take what resonates and leave what does not. Please also check out your other placements, such as your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus for more messages and more content. But thank you so much for watching. Hi Pisces, welcome to your November 2020 love and relationship reading. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Let's jump right in. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces, November of 2020. Perfect. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Pisces, November of 2020. Pisces. Okay, Pisces. Feels nice and shuffled. Pisces, Pisces, November of 2020. We have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Last but not least, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Wow. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit brutal. Okay. So it feels like this is a current connection. It feels like this is not someone you are about to deal with or have dealt with. It feels like it's kind of living in the present right now. So it feels like a current connection, a current relationship you're going through. We have unrequited love here. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. I believe that's because this deception card is here. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So it could be essentially that someone, whether it be, could be yourself, it could be your partner, is essentially it feels like they're not fully expressing their emotions, or they're not fully expressing their thoughts and feelings regarding this connection, is what it feels like. And then on top of it, we also have the finances and career card. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. That could be something, again, that you're going through, your partner's going through, but that could be somehow damaging to this connection on top of already what's there. Let's pull some spirit animal cards and we'll kind of clarify what's on the board, and then we will go ahead. I'm really wanting to switch these for some reason. This could be an indicator that your partner is the one that's being deceptive and you are the one facing financial and career issues. I don't know. I felt a need. I felt a desire to switch those. Let's go ahead and pull some animal spirit cards. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces for November of 2020. tell me about Pisces. For November of 2020. Okay. Tell me about Pisces. Pisces. Okay. Pisces, you are the mouse. We just had the mouse come up in Scorpio. Your partner is the fox. In your emotional connection, we have the butterfly. A beautiful emotional transformation is about to take place here. And then in your physical connection, we have the bear. Okay. So pay attention here. We do have, a lot of earthy energy, right? We have the mouse, we have the bear, we have the fox. Earth, is the element of stability, of security, right? And so it does feel like with finances and career being here, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. It feels like finances are definitely playing a role in this dynamic. Let's go ahead. We're going to read from the book. I like to give you all the information you can get, and then we will go from there. Okay. Let's start with the mouse. The mouse. The mouse, detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, nervous. The mouse is an innate desire to tend towards the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite painful. This can be a quite painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It might be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. I'm really getting the impression, I really don't get that you are small-minded or that you're closed-minded or anything like that. But I definitely get this energy of you being really detail-oriented, very process-oriented, results-oriented, very nervous. I'm kind of getting the impression that you are undergoing some sort of financial issue or some sort of career issue when it comes to your job, when it comes to money, when it comes to security and stability. There's some sort of issue that you're really concentrating on, that you're really being very detail oriented and process oriented with, that probably involves money. And I have a feeling that this is really impacting this relationship and really impacting this connection. It kind of feels like you're almost putting too much energy on your finances, on your career, and not enough energy on this relationship, on this connection, is what I'm kind of getting. Let's jump in with this fox energy and see what's going on there. Fox. So this is your partner. Wow, that's funny. Smart, strong partner or mate, right? I just said this is your partner. Wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Yes, that's kind of the energy that I'm receiving. It really feels like this reading is for someone who's currently in a connection or in a relationship. And it feels like you're very focused on your finances, you're very focused on your career, and you've essentially kind of sidestepped your individual here, right? Your partner here. And I feel like they've really taken notice of that. And I just heard, feeling unloved or feeling uncared for, right? It feel like you're not putting enough time, effort, and energy into this individual. And that's why this unrequited love card is here. It says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. It's because you need to give more, you need to provide more, is kind of the energy that I'm receiving. So the deception card is throwing me a little bit for a loop here, but this could be the fact that you essentially, it could be the fact that you and your partner, I feel like you're under a lot of stress right now, not only you, but this connection. And it feels like you or your partner are kind of putting on a happy face, like everything is like sunshine and rainbows and everything is positive and everything's going exactly how it should go. But in reality, I feel like there's a lot that might be going on under the surface where we're not balancing our energy correctly, is how it feels. So I feel like that might be why this deception card is here. It might be like an overall kind of like mask, or like I wanted to say masquerade, like on this connection, on this relationship, versus like someone who's just either you or your partner physically being deceptive. But let's jump into the butterfly in your emotional connection. Let's see, butterfly. Okay. Butterfly, undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Wow, this is crazy. We are reading for a love and relationship reading, right? But it's also saying, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. So this could be, in a sense, some sort of emotional change in this relationship, some sort of emotional transition in this relationship, or this could physically be indicating to you that there's some sort of job or career change or transition like in this connection as well. And it feels like that's what's producing all of this pressure, this kind of buildup in this connection. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon, committing to one daily routine, a meal, a practice, or a prayer done at the same place and time. Will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. So it feels like there's some sort of change coming in here. Again, it could be an emotional change with your partner. It could be a physical change with your career. But I am kind of almost seeing, this is interesting too. I'll read the bear in a second here, but the bear really kind of, is the first card of the animal spirit deck. It's kind of like the Fool, right? Where we're kind of going on a new journey, right? But whereas the Fool is very spontaneous, very excited, very happy to kind of like go for it, the bear needs work. The bear needs encouragement to get started, right? So it kind of feels like there's some sort of new physical dynamic coming in on this relationship. And it's really being supported by some sort of emotional change or transformation here. Or again, it could be a change in your finances or your career. Wow, this is really cool. This is really interesting. Let's keep going with this bear energy. The bear, waking up from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. After a long time, the bear arises from a deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move forward toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation, right? New directions and personal transformation. This reading is all about you. This is all about you. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, or full of obstacles, but you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes and the warmth of spring emerges and your transformation begins. I really don't feel like the need to explain this. I feel like it was very self-explanatory. But again, it kind of feels like, just to be repetitive, Feels like you're going through some financial and career issues right now. Some sort of change is occurring, and it feels like you're almost putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into that side of life versus this connection, versus this partnership. And it feels like that's kind of producing a lot of pressure, but it feels like there's almost like some sort of change, some sort of transformation, and some sort of like new start here, whether it be with this connection or whether it be with a job opportunity. So let's pull some tarot and we'll go from there, guys. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. One thing that I'm also noticing too, pardon me, my stomach is growling, is I'm kind of noticing a little bit of a predator-prey dynamic here. We have the bear, right, which is almost king of the forest, right? And then we have the fox, which is almost like, if we're going in tarot terms, knight of the forest. And then we have the mouse, right, which is almost page of the forest, right? It's a little bit of like a food chain energy. So this could be almost like some sort of predator-prey dynamic, could be kind of lurking in this connection or lurking in your career. I don't know why that wanted to be expressed, but it did. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Ooh, I just had a card fly out. I had Judgment. It really flew on the floor. I pulled it in reverse, but I'm going to put it sideways because it can go either way. Tell me about Pisces for, I almost wanted to say October, for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Okay. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Yeah, these cards really want to talk. Tell me about Pisces for November of 2020. Okay. Pisces, in your current situation, we have the Six of Cups. In your partner's current situation, we have the King of Swords right up here. Okay. In your past connection, in this past connection, we have Nine of Swords in reverse. In your present connection, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. And in your future connection, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Ooh, okay. Okay, Pisces. So, let's see here. Last time in Scorpio, I kind of started off down here versus up here, and it actually kind of clicked a little bit more. But let's kind of jump here. So in your past connection, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, right? This is the card of dreams. This is the card of nightmares. This is the card of, I just wanted to say taxation, but like mental taxation, mental burdens, mental anxiety, mental depression, right? It's in reverse, indicating that at one point we were experiencing this, and now we are recovering from it, right? We are allowed to fall asleep more soundly. We're allowed to kind of get through our lives with a little bit more ease. It's not saying that it's disappeared completely, but it is saying that things are getting better for us mentally. So in your past connection, it feels like you might have been in some sort of rough, watery connection. I wanted to say rough waters. But it feels like we're kind of working our way out of that. We're working our way through that. In your present connection here, we have the Four of Rods in reverse, right? This is a card of many things. 1111, we have four rods, 1111, angel number, sometimes indicates new beginnings. But this is kind of a card of celebration, right? Of marriage, of commitment. Sometimes I like to think of this card as like a return to home, or a return of what home means to us. But this is an energy of kind of like a celebratory event, right? And again, because it's in reverse, these rods will fall from the ground. These boughs that are hung from the rods will fall and will wilt. And these people will kind of, shed. That's interesting. I wanted to say shed as in like that's something they're going to do. Shed away. So it kind of feels almost like a lack of unity, a lack of coming together, a lack of finding home, right? And then in your future outcome here, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is very reminiscent of Taurus. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. You could have a Taurus placement. The Hierophant is essentially a leader, right? It rules social constructs. So when we think about leaders, we think about Hierophants. The biggest Hierophant is the President of the United States. But you also have Hierophants such as the principal of your high school. We also have Hierophants that are, spiritual leaders, like priests, like pastors, that kind of rule over spirituality, that rule over religion, that rule over social norms, right? The Hierophant in reverse can really talk about kind of going against the grain, going against social norms, going against of what is socially acceptable. But sometimes when it comes to relationship readings, the Hierophant in reverse can kind of indicate almost like a downgrade in a relationship. When it's upright, we consider it an upgrade. When it's in reverse, we consider it a downgrade. I have to be honest with the Four of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. This feels like a breakup. This feels like a divorce. This feels like a breakup. It feels like a separation. It feels like two people are falling apart here, is what it feels like. And to have that in your present and future outcome, to me, suggests that this is almost like some sort of personal transformation that's occurring, leading to both parties parting ways, is kind of what it feels like. Over here in your current situation, we have the Six of Cups, right? This is a really beautiful energy, like a beautiful card. It's a very daydreamy energy. It's kind of a card of reflecting on the past, right? It's almost like when we look at this card, we're looking at it as our present selves, but we're almost looking at our past selves, right? It's a card of reflection, right? So this is a very like daydreamy energy, a very beautiful energy surrounded by memories. It's commonly associated with soulmates, and it's a very like emotionally warm and fuzzy card. And to me, this is kind of suggesting that you are almost like, that's funny. I'm feeling that you're almost caught between two worlds, right? Feels like you're really struggling with your career and with finances and trying to find a little bit more stability and security. But at the same time, you almost have one foot in this very daydreamy energy, this very beautiful energy of like very happy and like, I want to say poetic memories. And this could be regarding this relationship here, or it could be regarding a different relationship, or it literally just could be regarding, like a happier time. But I feel like you're almost like caught between two worlds, Pisces, is what it feels like, which is a little bit frustrating. Over here, right, we have the King of Swords in your partner's position, right? And instantaneously when the King of Swords came out. Do you notice anything odd about this card and about cards we have on the board? We have a butterfly right at the top of his throne. And what came out right at the top of our board but a butterfly? How crazy is that? So this King of Swords is all about transformation, right? This could be a big indicator of an emotional transformation in this connection. One thing that I also feel like that's kind of coming up, because the Hierophant and the Four of Rods in reverse are here, is I kind of want to talk about the fact that, we have four elements. We have water, fire, earth, and air, and we have four suits. We have cups, wands, pentacles, and swords, right? And two of the kings and queens of each suit are partnered and two are not partnered. And this King of Swords is one who is not partnered. In fact, he feels stern. He feels a little bit cold. He feels a little bit detached. Swords really talk about communication. Swords really talk about honesty and trust. But swords can also cut. They can also cut ties. They can also cut relationships. And it feels like this is a very solo energy. We are having a King of Swords, so your partner could be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. That's also on the board, or you could have that placement, but it feels like a very stoic kind of solo energy that's kind of undergoing some sort of transformation here. Last but not least, this deception card. I just said deception. Wow. Last but not least, this Judgment card came out, right? And I didn't know whether to put it upright or in reverse, so I'm kind of laying it on its side here, so it could flip either way. But Judgment really talks about closing out a chapter, right? There are 22 cards in the Major Arcana, and this is going to be, it's technically number 20, but because the Fool is 0, this would be considered the 21st card in the Major Arcana. And the Judgment card really talks about, a journey that we've been on, right? Something that we're trying to complete. And the Judgment card really talks about essentially learning all of our lessons, learning all of our morals. What have we taken away from this situation? And are we ready to make a decision? It's the big yes or no. It's the big yes or no. And I feel like you're being asked by the universe, this is your experience that you've had. This is everything that's been cultivated. What have you learned? What have you applied? Make the big yes or no decision when it comes to this connection. Pisces, thank you so much for checking out your November 2020 reading. I will see you in December. Thank you so much, guys.